They didn't have any of these sort of wings. So various appendages, looks like landing gear being held up in the back, ground crew in place. It looks like a good start to a mission.
Okay, fine. So we cleared that out. Everything seems fine. Now we've got it on the runway, and it's ready to be launched. Let's go to that next one, shall we, Mark?
Okay, on an aircraft carrier, we'd
Yes.
call this the catapult position.
Okay.
We'd put the aircraft up into the catapult and get it ready to power up and go. And it looks like it's in a really good position. I really like...
The angles are fine?
The angles are great. I mean, there is basically an angle of attack here that's just about perfect. Into wind, looks like the ground crew in position, good starting position. I think it's ready to go. A little bit of, yeah, you're right there. Just a little bit of right wing down.
Okay.
But we'll see how it turns out.
Okay, fine. Let's move on to the next one, shall we? Okay, this is the initial launch. So this, if this were an aircraft carrier again, this would be leaving...
There's the launch.
Right, leaving the edge of the aircraft carrier.
There's the launch, and you can see how this aircraft has proceeded along its takeoff position down the runway, has been launched, is just exiting, has just left the launch pad with the ground crew in good position.
Right.
And you know, if you look at the nose, that's a good position.
It should be.
Into wind, and that's a good initial start to a flight.
It seems like it should be fine. Okay, now, in flight, you'll notice something has gone terribly, terribly wrong.
We're starting to have a little bit of mission breakup at this point. The nose is now starting to drop down. There's a downward trajectory. And one thing that's bad with flying is down quite often. And you know, when you go down, everything gets big. And that's bad. Up, and when the houses get small and you go up, that's good. And well, this is bad now. And but it looks like there's a little bit of rotation, a little bit of downward, certainly downward pitch, and I don't know, it's not going so good at this point.
Now, before we go any further to the next slide, you having looked at just this one thing, you've seen, of course, the entire flight from last year. Had you not seen that, what would you think would happen with the next position that we're going to look at?
Well, I would think that...
Any way to pull out of this?
Yeah, I would think the nose would come up, and there would be a recovery, and it would launch off into a high orbit.
Right, but?
But it doesn't look good for that right now.
No, as a matter of fact. Let's see. Next one, Mike. Sorry, thank you. And this would be the landing.
Well, yeah, this is the landing.
Yeah.
And what can I say? It has gone into a hammerhead stall. It's a hard landing.
Yeah.
It's back down in position. I'm sorry, Steve, but this is a mission failure.
Mission failure? Well, it missed the trap, too, didn't it?
It missed the trap. We had a trap here, and but it's a mission failure.
Absolute mission failure. Okay, so this year, any recommendations as to how we can improve upon this? We're not going to put wings on it, obviously. There's a weighting problem or something like that.
I think you need a power plant. I think you need to power it up. You need something that'll make it fly.
Propulsion, so to speak?
We need propulsion. We need afterburners.
I'm going up on the launching pad. This is Major Bob Banks. Give it up, please, for Major Bob Banks, our mission specialist and his backup crew. This is the little bugger. I'm going up to the launching pad, and we'll see you more of Christmas Tree Toss 1994 coming up on Much. Tree Toss 1994, not a lot of fanfare, not a lot of music, not a lot of graphics. We've done that before. Seen it, done it, been there, had it. Thanks. This year down to the... Here's Mike. Down to the grassroots. You've met Major Bob over here. He's our aerodynamics specialist, and your recommendation this year, as opposed to last year's flight, was to have...
Right, to have a power plant, mount a power plant on the Christmas tree and make it fly.
And then thus, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jets Cameron. Yeah, give it up. Jets Cameron. Okay, according to Major Bob's recommendation, we need a power plant. How would you describe this power plant?
Well, it's pretty effective. We're going to be putting about 10,000 pounds of thrust on the end of this tree.
Now, is that you have weighed the tree? I know you were in earlier and you weighed the tree when it was alive. And now it doesn't appear very much to be alive. Have you taken that into consideration?
No, I'm sorry, I haven't.
You haven't? So the fact that there's absolutely not a drop of water in this tree anymore, will that have any effect at all with respect to the propulsion that we have, the power that we have, and the weight?
Possibility that it could be a lot quicker than you expected.
So upon ignition, Mike, where are you? Yeah, I'm here. Come on. Mike better know this too. Mike's my assistant pilot, my co-pilot. Yeah. You're listening carefully to everything?
All right.
Okay, you ready for it?
Ready.
Buddy? Okay, fine. So what's the safety first, of course, as we were talking about here, but who's going to handle the most power? Like the front end or the back end? The back end?
I'd say the back end, definitely.
So Mike will be handling the back end. You want to handle the back end of the tree? Okay.
You're gonna shoot to me, yeah?
That'll be just fine. I'll be in the front, like most years, like last year. I'll be in the front.
Like a missile.
Yeah, and you'll be in the back. Maybe we should draw straws.
Okay.
This is going to be so much fun. Just stay with us and we'll have more Christmas Tree Toss 1994 when we get back. Every year, it comes down to these last moments. It's more of a time of internalizing, you know, of drawing on yourself. Sure, training would probably help, but, you know, it'd take a lot of the spontaneity, the impulsiveness, the impetuousness out of it. Hey, nature knows what I'm talking about. I've spent a lot of time with myself. Not a lot of other people can understand why I have to do that, but if you've ever felt, you know, that pressure, not only coming from outside, but from inside, from some place inside yourself that you barely understand yourself. But every year, about this time, you know, about the time of the toss, my internal self, it finds that hidden place, that scary place, that place that I have to remember it, and I have to better. Mike's always been my biggest supporter. We see each other a little through the year, but it's one of those things. Having shared that inner monster, there's not much we have to say to each other. We just know.
Yes, welcome everybody to Christmas Tree Toss 1994. I'm your co-host for today's festivities, John Gallagher, sportscaster Q107, and here at City TV. This is my 4th annual Christmas Tree Toss, and I'll tell you, I could not be prouder. Where we are is at the 2nd floor and the balcony in the bottom of the area here we call the parking lot at the City TV Much Music Building, 299 Queen Street West. Steve Anthony's about to toss that tree, and we just can't wait for the excitement, along with Steve up there. And by the way, the conditions could not be better. Hey, it's January. It's winter. What do you want? I'm a sportscaster, okay? Steve is up there with some special people. He's there with Mike, of course, plus the aid of a team of experts, both physical and spiritual. Let's meet them now, shall we? Our panel of experts include flight surgeon, aerodynamic consultant, and pilot, Major Robbie Bobby Banks, ladies and gentlemen. Jerry Jets Cameron, he's our propulsion expert. Fire Marshal Frank's out there. Now, of course, the fearless firefighters, and, of course, Eva Goldfinger, secular humanist for spiritual guidance. So, ladies and gentlemen, up to Eva and Steve Anthony as they give the last rides to the tree here in the 1994 Christmas Tree Toss. Take the air out of your shoes. Sit back and enjoy, won't you? Oh, Steve.
We have assembled today to honor the memory of this Christmas fir, to celebrate and pay tribute to its contribution to humanity, in particular the humanity at Much Music here in Toronto, and to acknowledge the value of it having formed a part of our lives and our festivities. This fir fulfilled its destiny. It was lovingly planted, nurtured, then cut down. With care and dedication, it was trimmed to brighten the 1993 festival season and bring joy and cheer to the souls of the staff and audience of Much Music. And it has done so in an exemplary manner, thus earning perpetuation and regeneration through our recycling programs. To further this fir on its journey of immortality, we shall send it soaring majestically down to its next destination, where it will be lovingly stripped and chopped up into its indestructible elements, and then reborn as various useful items, bringing more joy and more cheer to this and future recession-weary generations. It is nature's law that every living thing should eventually retire from the scene and so make way for newborn generations. Since we may not be present to see this dear fir be returned to its ultimate resting place, the treasury of Mother Earth, and live on in the renewal of every spring, we bid it a fond and grateful farewell now as we send it on the next cycle of its existence.
Thank you, Eva. And we will send it on the next cycle of its existence when we get back. Christmas Tree Toss 1994.